Sup, y'all? It's me, it's your boy Asmongold, and today I want to talk to you guys about something that I've been having a lot of people ask me about, especially in the past month or so on Twitch or YouTube, or just sending me tales in game. They've been wondering what I've really been doing to avoid getting burnout in Legion, and avoid burnout in general in World of Warcraft. And I've been getting these questions for my entire time playing the game, but I've of course gotten them a lot more now in Legion because of how repetitive a lot of the types of gameplay are in Legion. You know, you've got Mythic Plus grinding, Titan Forge RNG, and Socket RNG, like Gear RNG, Legendary, which is really big Gear RNG, and then also you've got Artifact Power grinding. And so a lot of people who are very competitive minded, who want to kind of stay ahead, they feel like they have to engage in these activities for a very, very long period of time, I guess each day, and in doing so they kind of burn themselves out of the game and end up quitting. And I think that people have always burnt themselves out, but in previous expansions like WoD, if you don't really get a chance to burn yourself out on all the content because there wasn't really a whole lot of content. But in Legion, I think that because there's so much different types of repetitive gameplay, a lot of people have found a lot of ways to burn themselves out that were not really as prevalent in the previous expansions, maybe not since like Mists of Pandaria or something. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys and also kind of, I guess, give my advice on what to do to avoid getting burnout in Warcraft. And the main thing that I would really advise for you guys to do is that there are so many different types of content that you can do in Warcraft that if you don't really like what you're doing, you can always go do something else. That's one of the big reasons why I've always enjoyed this game and why I've played it for so long, is that Warcraft in a lot of ways is not just one game. There are so many other games that are inside of World of Warcraft. So you have PvE, you have PvP, you've got mount farming, you've got transmog farming, you've got pet farming, you've got pet battles, you've got, just exploration, you've got, if you like to do it, you've got role play, you've got rep farming, you can grind alts, you can get yourself gear, you can do a million different types of things in this game, and I think that's one of the big reasons why I've never really quit for any sort of I've never really seriously quit the game, right? In 2012, I quit for a while. I stopped playing, right? I just had an active subscription. I would log on, every day or so, but I never really did anything, because whenever Diablo 3 came out, I went fucking apeshit on that game, and then whenever Reaper Souls came out, did the same thing. I quit for maybe a week to play Overwatch, and I'm using quit like interchangeably. Basically, I just took a break, and then I also stopped playing for a while to play Black Desert for a month or so. So it's not like I played consistently for my entire time on the game or anything, but I have taken breaks for other games. But the important thing here is that I never really felt like I was just completely burnt out of the game, right? I couldn't do anything else in the game. I had nothing else that I wanted to do. I was just completely done. And I think that level, and I don't really know that level, but being able to get there is a lot easier, and not burning yourself out is a lot easier to do whenever you're doing so many different types of content. So as an example, like a couple of days ago, I was doing Mythic Plus like every single day, because I said, basically, well, I'll get into this later on, but basically I was farming Mythic Plus a lot, and I got on, I didn't really want to stream that day, and instead of streaming and doing more Mythic Plus off stream, I just sat there and I did pet battles all day. I mean, it wasn't really all day, right? Of course it was not all day, but I did pet battles for a long, long time. At least like probably 4 or 5 hours, and it was great. Like, I had a good time. I was just chilling, having fun, wasn't really a big deal, and, I came on the next day, and I was excited to do Mythic Plus again, because I had taken a break. And I think that, preemptively taking those breaks before you really feel like you're actually going to get to that real burnout stage, like right before I burn out on something, it's like I go, as a kind of a graph, right? I would go, my interest would go up, my intensity on it would go up, 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 and to the point I was like, eating, sleeping, dreaming about Mythic Plus or Diablo Legendaries or something like that. And then I got to that point and something happened, or I just kind of ran out of energy, honestly. Ran out of energy, and then I went just completely straight down. And so you don't want to have those drops like that, because not only is it like not good for like a person, but it's also like not really a good way to play games. I think like some Greek philosopher said, everything in moderation. And I think that's probably what I'm really trying to get at here. And so don't really try to intensively do something to the point to where you're going to burn yourself out. Try to be realistic with what you're doing, and that's what I've always tried to do, is be realistic with what I'm trying to do, and do what I find fun, and focus on that, and and then don't really try to, do a bunch of different stuff on top of that. And that's really the main thing. I think more than anything in this video is try to play a different element of the game, and if that doesn't really interest you, play another game or just stop playing games in general. I remember there have been a few times where I just stopped playing video games for a few days and it was good. I did other stuff and I came back and I enjoyed it 1,000 times more. And so taking those mini breaks, or maybe if you were really burnt out, taking a bigger break is going to be one of the best things that you can do. And don't really hold it against yourself like, you're going to get behind or anything like that, because if you're going to get behind by like a day or two, that's better than getting behind by like a month or like 5 months, or quitting permanently because you burn yourself out entirely. And of course, some people like play different classes. Like for me personally, like I've always played my warrior, like especially in Legion with like artifact power and everything. I want to focus entirely on my warrior, and that hasn't really made me hate the game too much. But especially in Mists of Pandaria and a little bit in WoD, it was kind of fun to play other characters. But at this point in the game, I'm just so focused on playing my warrior because of those different, like progressive like power increases, like artifact power and everything. I just feel like I have to keep playing him. But unless you're very competitive like I am, I wouldn't really recommend doing that at all. Now, the next thing that I would really recommend for you guys to do is to set goals and to do things that to work towards something that you're trying to get, right? And so this could be an achievement, this could be a certain amount of artifact power, this could be a certain item level, it could be anything, a certain mount or a transmog set or anything, and try to set those goals and work towards those goals. And those don't necessarily have to be something that's already created in the game, like working towards an achievement. You can effectively make your own achievements in the game. So for me personally, one thing that I thought about doing, and I have been doing for the past like week or so, is I've been getting one artifact power trait a day. And so that's for my warrior. I'm on trait like 48 or 49 right now. By the time you guys see this video, it'll probably be 50. And I've been doing one Paragon trait every single day. And of course it's hard. Yeah, I mean, it's really, really hard. But ultimately, at the end of the day, guys, it's a lot more satisfying to beat something whenever it's hard than whenever it's easy, right? And so because of that, I think that it's very, it's fulfilling to actually like kind of at the end of the day look and, click and get that extra level and say, I've actually met my goal for the day and feel good about that. And I understand that some people have like real life goals and, they don't really want to set goals in Warcraft. And I would really say that, you don't have to do it as one Paragon point and artifact power a day. It's hours of grinding. You can do just doing a minor small instance, just doing something that can make you feel good whenever you finish it. I think it makes people feel good. I mean, that's really all it comes down to. There's nothing really bad about that. Now, also, I want to kind of elaborate on that and say not to really focus on things that are kind of unrealistic, right? Because if you set goals that are unrealistic, like, yeah, I'm going to get rank 1 gladiator today, or I'm going to get 5 artifact power levels today, and you're at trait 40, like, that's not going to happen, right? So if you do that, you kind of create the habit and make a habit out of not meeting your goals and being ultimately disappointed, not maybe that you didn't make the right goal, disappointed in yourself, and ultimately I just find it's a negative experience. So try to be realistic in your goals and focus on something that's achievable but difficult at the same time. And the next thing is that I would say I've made a lot of friends in the game over the past like 10 years playing, right? And I would emphasize to you guys to try to make friends, to join a guild, and to play with people that you like, right? I think that World of Warcraft, there have been a lot of content droughts in the game, right? This is kind of a content, I guess like it's overwhelming amount of content, but in the same way, it kind of works kind of in the same way where you don't really know what to do because there's so much stuff for you to do, and you want to have something to do, but you don't want to just keep doing the same thing. So what I would really say is that try to make friends, try to join a guild, try to play with people that you like, and even if you if you don't really have a guild or anything like that, you're on a dead server, just do Mythic Plus dungeons, join them up in the group finder, and if you see somebody that you like or somebody that does good damage, add them to your battle tag, and if they add you back, maybe you've got somebody that you can play with in the future. And I think that just doing those little things like that, if you do that once a week or something like that, in a couple of weeks you've got a number of a good amount of people, not a couple, a few weeks you've got a whole group of people that you can play with. And I think that really being able to play with people that you enjoy playing with and making friends and everything has always really been what's kind of kept people engaged in the game. I remember back in Sunwell, there wasn't really a whole lot to do, right? You could go do your Isle of Quel'Danas dailies, or you could do like heroics on another character to get badge gear for them, but there wasn't really a whole lot to do. But I remember I was never bored at the end of Burning Crusade, because there were so many friends that I had to spend that time with. So we were doing battlegrounds, every night, or doing something like that, or just having fun playing together. And things, I think time passes more quickly whenever time flies while you're having fun. I think that's even an achievement in the game. So it's definitely very much something that is a lot of people feel, and I would recommend to try to make friends and play with them. There's always going to be content droughts in the game. There's always going to be things that you don't necessarily want to do, but you feel like you have to stay competitive or whatever. And I feel like playing with other people and being able to share that with those other people makes the entire thing 1,000 times easier. And the last thing that I would really recommend for you guys is to, think back and think about times where you really enjoyed the game and you really had a lot of fun and you were happy and you were excited to log on and everything like that. And if you don't feel that way now, maybe taking a break is something that you should do, or also you could focus on what really made you enjoy the game in the first place. And for me, I really, really enjoyed doing like really large scale PvP. So I would go into AV now, or just like go and make like one of the For the Alliance groups or something like that, and I would get a similar experience with that. And so try to look back on what you used to enjoy and what really made you, what makes you play the game today. What experiences did you create in the past that have made you want to play the game even up till now? And try to look at, I guess, how to recreate those experiences and build on those. And I think that's something that I've done a lot, and I think a lot of people could probably do a lot more of that. It's important, I always say, that playing the game for fun is stupid and fun is for casuals. And there are very few people that actually are like that, right? There are not many people are like me. They're not like really as competitive. To me, I don't really care if I have fun. I just care if I win. I don't want to have fun. I want to win. So to me, doing Mythic Plus all day is fine because I know that there's, for one, an end in sight. I get all my maximum traits and I'm done. And then also, I know whenever I have all those traits, I'm going to do like amazing damage, better than basically anybody else. So that feeling and knowing that goal is ahead of me is very, motivating for me. But for a lot of people, it's really not. So focus on what you really enjoy and what you have fun doing, and try to do that. It's kind of silly that I have to say that, but I think that there are so few people that actually do that now that it's worth saying in a video. So anyway, guys, I know that a lot of people have been getting burnt out with Legion, and I'm really not surprised. As I said, in between Legendary, Titan Forging, Artifact Power, and everything else, it's not a surprise that people are getting pretty burnt out. But at the same time, I think that if you just take a step back and do what you enjoy, play with your friends, do something different, or just take a break in general, I think that you can really come out ahead and, not burn yourself out to the point of just completely cold turkey quitting the game. So anyway, guys, I definitely hope this helped you. It's been what I've been doing for the past 10 years or so, so it's definitely helped me as well. But if you have any other suggestions or anything like that you think people can do to avoid getting burnt out or getting bored with the game, go ahead and put them in the comments, and I'd be glad to read them. But anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching, and like, comments, and subscribe.